All right, before we close up shop here, there's something I want to get off my chest because only one of the three people sitting up here is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and I think that's absolute nonsense. So I want to figure out. Let's talk about the process of getting into the Hall of Fame and what it means to be in the Hall of Fame. And let's make a case to get these other two in the Hall of Fame. Can we do that?
Yes.
Can we do that? So
yes, most definitely. Most definitely.
So, Will, I'll talk to you first about it because you are there. Describe that feeling when you got the call, what that whole experience was like for you.
Well, like I said, like I'm thinking right now, my guys here are Hall of Fame guys. They should be there.
Absolutely.
Priest put together one of the best careers I've ever seen. Neil, one of the best sack leaders I've seen. He's got the numbers. He's got everything else of where they should be calibrated as being into the Hall of Fame. I went through that same presence of waiting, trying to figure out when am I going to get in? Am I going to get in? At one point, I didn't care. I was like, hey, I didn't play for that. Yeah. I played for my guys. And then they start telling you about it, and then you start getting your hopes up. And that's the thing that sucks about it. You get your hopes up and go, oh, yeah, well, you're a Hall of Fame player. You're this, that, and the other. It's like, yeah, I am, but I don't know. But then when you get on that final ballot, and you sit on that final ballot for a year in and year out, and then they start flying you out to places to be there just in case they invite you, and you're in the hallway and you're hearing other guys screaming and yelling and getting in, and you're not that guy, and you get a phone call. So, you sort of lose the luster of it. And so when you finally get in, it's a relief, but also on the other hand, it's like, okay, what did I, I did X, Y, and Z to get there, but what about my other guys? And you walk across the street and you see, when you don't get in one year, you're walking with Tony Dungy. And I'm going, well, if Tony ain't in, how can I justify me being in? And so every year there's other guys, and that's what you look at. It's like there's other great guys that aren't in yet that should be in. And that's what makes it tough. So you can't take it as, oh, it's the end of the world. It's the simple fact that it's hard. And one lady told me one year, they called me on the phone and said, oh, you're not getting in. And the lady goes, baby, it's not. That doesn't define who you are. Yeah, it just defines what you did at that moment. And that changed my mindset. So when I got in, I was happy. It was cool. But it wasn't like I'm over the moon and it's beyond compare of what anything else could happen in life, because I got great kids. That's the greatest thing in life. I got to play a game for a living. That is the most precious thing you could ever say. And that was really what's really cool for me. And so to me, Hall of Fame is great. It's awesome. I love it. But there's other things in life that has been really cool for us.
Yeah, I like that. So here it is for me. So, again, one of the greatest things that I've been able to experience is I've got another new name. So, of course, it was 3-1, it was 31, it was Holmes, it was Priest on Sundays. But for me now, my new name is Pop Pop. I'm a grandfather.
Let's hear it for Pop Pop. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's the same. That's the same noise the air fryer makes too.
Yeah. So I've got a 7, a 3, and a 1, and that's definitely one of my proudest moments as well. As I sit as a finalist in running backs, the selection for running backs, it's one of those things that I've even actually asked other former players. I had a chance to talk to Marshawn Lynch, and I asked him what did he think about the criteria. And so for him, he felt like a running back should have at least 10,000 yards just to even enter the conversation. So I told him, I said, well, I'm really glad that you're not on the committee, because if that's your standard, that's going to miss out quite a few guys, But he then backed up his what he was saying was that it's more about those intangibles also. One, definitely what a running back, for example, does on the field, but also any individual that's being considered for the Hall of Fame, it's always going to go back to those intangibles of how they impacted the game as a player. If you're an offensive player, did you have the defensive coordinator and the defense eyes all on you when you stepped on the field, right? And then the opposite, if you're an offensive player, the same thing offensively with the offensive coordinator. If you were a defensive player, did you disrupt the game? Were you a guy that they always had to put 2 or 3 guys on you? Did you change the game when you weren't playing? So it's a number of things that go into that consideration. I do know that there's several sports writers that they are the key. They are the ticket that you want to influence. But it's really good. I'm glad about being a finalist. It'll be a great opportunity if that day comes, but I'm excited about the work that I did do on the field at the end of the day.
What do you think? Priest, Hall of Fame? Gotta do this? We're going to get you in there, man. We're going to get you in there. All right.
Yeah, that was real good.
Neil, what about you, man? I mean, your resume speaks for itself.
I mean, they said a whole mouthful. I mean, what more to say? You know,
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm G-Paw. I'm G-Paw 9 times.
G-Paw, I got you. I love that.
Yeah. So, and like you say, and Will and them say, you know, we play the game for the love of the game. That's what I did. I played because I love to play sports. I love, and I fell into something that, you know, I became and grew from it and learned from it. You know, 4 different sports and grew to this one sport that when I chose to go and take it to the next level, it was there. Now, I must say that when I did approach this football on the NFL, I never had, like one of these guys said just now, that ever crossed my mind that I would be a Hall of Famer. But when I walked into Arrowhead, I had that goal and that mindset, well, man, you know what, one day, you know, me and Derek were sitting down, we said, like, we got to get our name on that wall. We thought the wall would mean more than the hall. But, you know, nevertheless, there, you know, Will and Derek was there, and I'm sure our number's going to be called. You know, like Priest said, what have you done to impact the football game? You know, how you did it. And back in the 90s and back all the way to 90 to 2000, I actually had, you know, the numbers to set it off. You know what I'm saying? From the time I played and walked in. So it's not about a numbers game. And I think that, you know, on Priest, you having this here platform, it's going to be, you know, it's really going to impel and help you and help us, because I really appreciate you having me here, because these are the things that I'm not accustomed to, you know, going out and doing these type of things, you know, being hidden. And some of these B writers that's out there, they don't know you. These are young kids saying that, you know, that your generation is going to get in, but I'm so past that. So, you know, to have it is kind of frustrating a little bit where, you know, you're not there. But then in another sense that I have to accept that God do have a timing for everything. And I really believe, and I put it in his hands. Now, I know a lot of family members is upset that I've been there, and like Will said, they haven't made that call, and they fly you different places and do stuff. But nevertheless, I'm not worried about it, because I think that, you know, I got a lot out of football. I mean, I really did. I mean, I was blessed to get 2 championships.
Yep.
You know, and did the work that I have here, and it matters to me. You know, you can't take that away from me. And I just think that, you know, forever, whatever I've done, if this has put the icing on the cake, I'll accept it. But damn it, I should be there too.
Absolutely. Should he be in the Hall of Fame? I mean, come on. I mean, I got to say, if you're on an all-decades team, you should be in the Hall of Fame. Like,
Yeah.
That's clear as day to me. Breaking news from Bet365. New customers, Priest, $5. You just bet that, and you can get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So sign up, place a bet for $5, and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose.
Bonus bets can be used on the spread, player props, futures, and so much more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER in Arizona, Colorado, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, North Carolina, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Virginia. Or 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. 21 plus only. 18 plus in Kentucky. Please gamble responsibly, and you must be present in Arizona, Colorado, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, and Kentucky, as well as Louisiana and select parishes. Maryland, North Carolina, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Virginia. $10 minimum deposit required. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
This has been a Playmaker production.